welcome to Military History Inside Out at warscholar.org. Today's invasion scenario, Iran.
Today's episode discusses notional invasion scenarios of a specific country from ancient times through modern. This episode is not meant to support any particular political position or ideology. It is meant to educate wargamers and military history enthusiasts. Please visit warscholar.org for more information. Thank you and enjoy. Welcome to the definitive strategic analysis of the Iranian Plateau, a land that has served as both a bridge between civilizations and a fortress against empires for over 3 millennia. In the world of historically accurate wargaming, one must understand that geography is destiny, and in Iran, the geography is a lethal labyrinth. As we stand in the first quarter of 2026, Iran faces a geopolitical landscape fraught with high-intensity friction. The primary military threats center on a triad of pressures: the containment of its nuclear threshold status, the forward defense doctrine involving regional proxies, and the persistent threat of precision standoff strikes by technologically superior adversaries. Defensive posture. Iran's 2026 defense strategy relies on mosaic defense, a decentralized command structure designed to survive the decapitation of central leadership. Militarily, the country prioritizes its ballistic and cruise missile silos, many of which are missile cities carved deep into the Zagros and Elburz mountains. These provide a second strike capability that acts as a primary deterrent. In 2025, the Operation Midnight Hammer strikes by Western-aligned forces highlighted the vulnerability of fixed nuclear sites, leading to an even greater emphasis on mobile, road-based launchers and deep underground facilities. Alliances and the axis of resistance. To counter isolation, Iran has solidified its axis of resistance, a network including Hezbollah and various militias in Iraq and Yemen. These allies serve as strategic depth, ensuring that any conflict on Iranian soil is preceded by or simultaneous with multi-front regional fires. Furthermore, a burgeoning strategic alignment with Russia and China provides a diplomatic and economic buffer, ensuring that a total blockade remains porous. Ancient times, the age of the chariot and the immortals. To invade the Achaemenid or Sasanian empires, an attacker required more than just men. They required the ability to manage vast, arid distances. Strategic geography. The Iranian plateau is a natural fortress. An invader from the west, like Alexander the Great in 334 BC, had to force the Persian gates, narrow passes in the Zagros Mountains where a small force could hold off thousands. The climate, searing summers and freezing mountain winters, was as much an enemy as the Persian immortals. Successful invasion. Alexander the Great. Alexander's success was a masterclass in combined arms. He defeated the Persian scythed chariots using flexible infantry formations and neutralized the Persian navy by capturing its Mediterranean ports from the land. He did not just defeat the army, he co-opted the bureaucracy, marrying Persian nobility to integrate the demographic power of the plateau into his own empire. The Dark Ages and medieval period, the Arab and Mongol storms. The Arab conquest, 7th century, the Sasanian Empire fell not just to foreign arms, but to internal exhaustion. Decades of forever wars with the Byzantines had bled the treasury dry. The Arab armies utilized the desert as the sea, using camels for high mobility across terrains the heavy Sassanid cavalry found difficult. The demographic shift was profound. The forceful introduction of Islam changed the very fabric of the state's identity, replacing the Zoroastrian elite with a new caliphal administration. The Mongol cataclysm, 13th century. Genghis Khan's invasion remains the most successful total conquest of Iran. The Mongols targeted the Qanat, or underground irrigation systems, effectively using environmental warfare to starve out population centers like Merv and Nishapur. They systematically dismantled the Iranian economy by destroying the agricultural infrastructure that took centuries to build. The Renaissance and the 18th century, gunpowder and sovereignty. During the Safavid and Afsharid periods, Iran re-emerged as a gunpowder power. The Great Game had not yet begun, but the Ottoman threat from the West forced Iran to develop a standing army of gulams, slave soldiers, to counter janissaries. Internal power shifts. The rise of Nader Shah in the 18th century represents an internal military takeover. A brilliant tactician, he shifted the demographic weight of the military toward Khorasani and Afghan tribes, using mobile artillery, zamburaks mounted on camels, to reclaim Iranian territory and even invade India. The 19th and 20th centuries, the era of great power meddling. The 19th century saw the conquest by concession. While not always a total military occupation, the Russian and British empires effectively partitioned Iran into spheres of influence. Infrastructure and vulnerability. The 20th century saw the creation of the Trans-Iranian Railway, which became the bridge to victory for the Allies in World War II. However, this same infrastructure made it easier to occupy. In 1941, Britain and the USSR invaded simultaneously to secure oil fields and supply lines. The Iranian military, though modernized by Reza Shah, collapsed in days because it lacked the fuel and logistical coordination to fight a two-front war against mechanized giants. The 1979 revolution. The most significant internal change occurred not through a foreign army, but a mass demographic and religious upheaval. The Islamic Revolution used forceful coercion through mass strikes and street protests, paralyzing the economy and the military's will to fire on its own people. The 21st century, cyber, drones, and asymmetric war. In the first quarter of the 21st century, the definition of invasion has changed. We see the rise of Stuxnet, or cyber invasion, and the use of economic sanctions as a form of siege warfare. The 2025 context, the Operation Midnight Hammer scenario, suggests that a modern invader would not seek to occupy the vast plateau, a logistical nightmare, but would instead use pulverization from the air. By targeting energy infrastructure, refineries and communications, internet backbones, an attacker hopes to trigger an internal collapse. Conclusion: the ultimate defense. For a defending nation to stop an invasion by an unnamed attacker today, they must master 3 domains. 1. The littoral, or sea. Use swarm tactics in the Strait of Hormuz to make the cost of naval entry prohibitive. 2. The interior. Maintain a strategic reserve of food and fuel deep within the mountains, immune to electronic warfare. 3. The demographic. The strongest defense is a unified population. Historical data shows that Iran is only successfully invaded when it is internally divided. An attacker can seize the plains, but to hold the plateau, they must conquer the spirit of a civilization that has outlasted every empire that ever tried to claim it.
Coming soon, historic battle summaries put to music traditional to the war's time period. Available on Amazon audiobooks, my military history music YouTube channel War Scholar Music, and at warscholar.org. First up, the major battles of the American Revolution.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Military History Inside Out. Listeners are encouraged to research the precise details covered for themselves. We welcome all comments, questions, corrections, or criticism of the episode on any of our social media links. On Instagram at Chris Alvarez War Scholar, on X at War Scholar, on Facebook at warscholar.org. Please check back regularly for more episodes and provide likes where you can to support continued production of these episodes. Thank you for listening.